The look on Madison's face spoke volumes of the other woman's inclination toward Brian. Abigail smiled. He deserved someone who would react in such a way. Though they shared a hug on the steps of Madison's home, her feelings toward him did not run through the stream of sexual awareness. His arms held her, his body protected hers. He whispered soothing words in her ear when she needed them the most. She would always be grateful to Brian for opening the door, but Madison saved her life. Abigail racked her brain as she tried to figure out how to broach the subject, to find out if she had lost her damn mind, or if Madison truly had been the woman who directed her hand toward those keys that ripped open her assailant's face. Abigail had no illusions of the thought coming from her. She'd never heard of such a thing. She'd been frozen with fear and couldn't think beyond the sound of her heart exploding in her chest. Someone had stepped in, brought awareness and strength, and because of the newfound power, Abigail survived a nightmare which could have ended her life. The moment she stepped into the precinct to see Detective Lambert, she recognized Madison. Though she'd never seen the woman before, she knew. How does one thank another person for giving them strength in what could only be an out-of-body experience? Another of the monster's victims, Tiffany Calloway, lay in the bed about 6 feet away. The battered body could have been Abigail's. The bruised face, the cuts that appeared to never end on all visible areas of her body. She'd been hurt in the vilest ways. The poor woman had curled in a fetal position in the center of the bed and not moved since she'd first seen her. Brian told Abigail that Madison and her mother had gone into the bowels of hell to rescue her. The more she heard about Madison, the more she began to wonder what kind of superhero club she belonged to. Tiffany, hi, my name is Abigail, but most call me Abby. She whispered in the dark room. As expected, the woman in the bed gave no response. A few days ago, I decided to walk to work. I could have drove, but I live so close and I hate to pollute the air if I can help it. As I rounded the corner on a street I've walked on a million times, a man just appeared. I thought I'd gone crazy, but I swear to you, he appeared right in front of me like a phantom. I did all the right things. I took a few steps back and I tried to run. The memory of the man still had the power to send chills down her spine. She knew evil when she saw it. When he looked at me, my blood ran cold. My limbs weighed hundreds of pounds each and I couldn't move. I couldn't even scream. She thought she saw the other woman stiffen, so she continued. I don't believe in ghosts. I think aliens are preposterous, but I'm telling you here and now, he had a magical hold on me and there was nothing I could do. He bashed my head against a brick wall so hard that I threw up, but then something amazing happened. When the woman turned toward her, Abigail wanted to cry. The bones in her face were smashed, her nose broken. Her cheekbones would need massive reconstructive surgery. Tears welled in her eyes despite her best efforts and spilled down her face.
What?
Came the faint whisper. Someone took over for me. I thought it was God. A presence stepped in and fought back. They used my car keys and hit him hard with more strength than I possess.
Was it Maddie?
There, proof that she hadn't lost her mind. I think so. Who are these people? Abigail kept the last question low and hushed.
I don't know, but I knew Madison would save me. I just had to wait.
Abigail would get to the bottom of Madison DeWalt's supernatural abilities, but first she needed to offer what compassion she could to the woman who had been tortured. I know your fate would have been mine, and I want to help you. I need to help you. Her tears refused to be contained. They poured down her face like a cascading waterfall.
My whole body is numb. I'm afraid if I try to move, all the pain will surface.
Do you want to go to the hospital? Abigail knew the answer had already been no, but they'd at least give her painkillers.
I will never speak of what he did to me. Ever. They'll ask, and I won't be able to answer anything. I just want to sleep. I don't care if I ever wake up.
If Abigail had experienced 1/10 of what the other woman appeared to have went through, she imagined she'd have felt the same way. However, she would not let her give up. Don't you dare let him win. I may not know what the hell Madison did for us, but I do know she saved both of us for a reason. Of every rape or murder victim in the world, she saved us. Don't you think that means something? When there was no response, Abigail wondered if she hadn't fallen back into her trance-like state.
I had a crush on Madison in high school. I would follow her around like a little lost puppy.
Did you two ever date? A dry, rough laugh came from the bed.
Madison would have had to notice me. She's so self-contained. I thought her parents beat her. I can't tell you how many times I called social services when she arrived at school with fresh bruises.
The story of Madison to Walt grew more interesting with each passing word. I don't know her well enough to know if she was abused or not, but I think I pissed her off a little while ago. Abigail said.
Can you still feel her in your head?
The abrupt change of subject confused Abigail. Feel her? She repeated.
It's like when she connected with me, she opened a door where I could hide, but she never closed it. I can hear her thoughts, her emotions. I know it may sound so bizarre, but I think she let me in her mind to keep me from experiencing everything he did.
It was the same for me. She gave me a safe space. I could see everything, but it didn't taint my soul. I knew her the moment I laid eyes on her. She was waiting at the police station for Brian, and the moment I walked in, I recognized her. But I never saw her before in my life. I just knew she was the one who rescued me.
I don't know what to do. If I close that door, I'm me again. I don't know if I want to face what happened.
Abigail wanted to crawl into bed with her and hold her, to offer whatever comfort she could while the other woman decided if she wanted to live again. Nothing could have prepared Abigail for something like what they'd gone through. With a passing glance, anyone with eyes could see the monster had brutalized her. How could Abigail argue the need to fight back and stay strong when she herself would have given up? She knew her limitations in life, and she'd have went to the hospital for the painkillers just to down them all. I can't stop thinking that it would have been me. Abigail whispered.
It would have been both of us. I'm so cold.
Abigail walked over to the bed and pulled the cover folded at the foot over the other blankets. She tucked them around her as Abigail's mother had done when she had been a child.
I don't want to die.
I won't let you.
The pain scares me.
I'll be here for you, no matter what.
Promise.
You are so beyond stuck with me. I'm going to help you get through this. Then the woman in the bed closed her eyes and went still. Abigail couldn't even see her body rising and falling from breathing. The absolute motionless aspect of her being freaked Abigail out, so she reached out and touched her shoulder with the lightest of motions. The moment her hand made contact, a scream tore through the room. Abigail jumped back and looked around for help while the cries continued. When the door burst open, a halo of light surrounded Brian as he ran through it, and Abigail began to understand his role. Madison saved their lives from death and destruction, but Brian saved their souls. Help her, Abigail whispered as she took a step back, away from the bed. More men rushed in, and each carried the same light that Brian had, only not quite as brilliant. It only took one glance to understand that the men in the room with her were far from normal. Do something. Don't let her go through this. One of the men, a golden Adonis with blonde hair which reminded her of spun gold, stepped forward.
I will help her, but you'll need to leave the room.
No, you'll help her and I'll stay right here. Abigail said in a firm voice she hoped they wouldn't argue with. They exchanged a look that made her wonder if they could talk without her hearing. Who were these people? Look, help her. Don't worry about me. Whatever you do, whatever you are, that's your business. Help her. The blonde one nodded and sat on the side of the bed. The slight depression of the mattress made the woman howl even louder.
The scars you bear I cannot remove. They are burned deep within your soul, but I can heal your broken body.
Then his hands turned from a natural beige to a flaming red. Abigail questioned her decision in readily trusting complete strangers. She took a step forward to prevent any further harm. Brian placed his hand on her shoulder and whispered.
Trust them as you would me.
Abigail watched as the man turned the injured woman on her back and placed his hand upon her chest. At his touch, she calmed and stopped screaming. The light from his hands went deep inside her body and spread throughout, lighting the entire room in the process. When this is said and done, I have a ton of questions. Abigail whispered to no one in particular.